Have you ever come across the term multisensory teaching? Most teaching is done using vision and hearing. Our brains learn most effectively in a multisensory environment. Hello educators, I'm Azalea Hui and welcome to ENARK Education's multi-sensory teaching session. Have you ever come across the term multi-sensory teaching? What does it mean? Let's understand it. A multi-sensory teaching approach refers to the use of more than one sense at a time to teach. Through the simultaneous use of visual, auditory, kinesthetic and tactile senses, you, the educator, can enhance memory in your children. Most teaching is done using vision and hearing. Vision is used to read the text and look at pictures, and hearing is used to listen to what the teachers say. However, not all children have a strong vision or visual processing. Therefore, teaching should involve the other senses as well, especially touch and movement. Our brains learn most effectively in a multi-sensory environment. Teaching that engages multiple senses helps us to remember things best. Teaching students in a way that matches their intellectual strengths can help them to grasp subjects easily. Therefore, based on neuroscience, multisensory teaching can be defined as teaching using two or more senses. Many of you include audio-visual multimedia in your classroom plans. However, multisensory learning should also include touch, smell, and taste-related activities. In fact, for younger students whose senses are not fully developed, this approach can improve alertness, concentration, memory, movement, creativity, and communication. We've seen what multisensory teaching is. Let's now see how it works. Education is more likely to be retained and integrated when multiple senses are stimulated. This is true for all children, including those with special needs. As different children have different learning styles which are determined by their most dominant sense. Multisensory teaching is interactive and fun. It motivates children to actively participate in the classroom. It involves enjoyable activities. Children become attentive and retain information, and which they are more likely to focus. Now let us discuss the benefits of multisensory teaching. Some of these benefits are: it ensures student involvement in the learning process. The attention span of children ranges from 30 to 40 minutes. If students are doing something using touch or movement while listening to instructions and looking at something, it is unlikely that their attention will wander. This happens when multiple senses are used and the brain is being stimulated in multiple ways at once. The next benefit is the cognitive development happens faster. Each sensory system stimulates certain cognitive functions and improves brain development. Vision and hearing activity builds understanding and memory. Touch promotes fine motor skills and recognition. Learning using smell and taste generates sensations that remain firmly connected to the information consumed. Because of this, when students absorb information that is linked to multiple senses, they can understand and apply that information far better than students who just watch and listen. Stimulating multiple senses simultaneously improve listening skills or movement, vision, and even touch. Another benefit of multisensory teaching is that students learn better. Every student responds according to how they process information, and hence it is different for all. Most students have a specific, optimal learning type. Multisensory teaching ensures that all the children in a group are able to understand the information conveyed irrespective of their learning type. Let us now move ahead and look at some creative ways to apply multisensory teaching. Writing letters and numbers in different textures. Or origami tasks. Creating colors. Sorting and matching colored beads. Now let us see them one by one in depth. Writing letters and numbers in different textures. For example, sand and foam. Now this activity involves using sight, touch and hearing to link letters and their sounds. Spread out the sand in a large tray. Then let the students use their fingers to write a letter on it. As they write, ask them to say the sound of that letter. This method also strengthens their language and pre-writing skills. Another creative way is to involve children in origami tasks. In this, coordination and motor control play a very important part. Children watch and learn how each fold leads to a more advanced structure. Paper folding is a multisensory approach and beneficial to children with learning difficulties. Encouraging them to speak, listen, observe, and touch while folding will improve their hand-eye coordination, their fine motor skills, and the ability to follow directions. The next activity is creating colors. Use this to teach primary and secondary colors. Vision, touch, and hearing are the senses involved in this task. Fill 3 glasses with water, use a dropper, and add a few drops of color into each glass to create primary colors. What are your primary colors? Red, blue, and yellow. Then add drops of these same colors to different glasses to explain how mixing primary colors can create secondary colors like green, orange, and purple. Next creative way to incorporate multisensory teaching is sorting and matching colored beads. Now place a handful of beads in a plate. Ask the children to sort them into separate color groups. This is a great visual discrimination activity. Moreover, it also develops small muscle coordination and fine motor skills. Additionally, counting how many of each color there is can bring math. And lastly, making friendship bracelets to gift each other, it improves their social bonding as well. Now, as we've arrived to the end of this session, we can conclude the following. Ensuring that your classroom is free of distractions and includes the usages of all senses. Now for sight, use colors to get the desired responses from your children. For example, blue will calm them. Yellow stimulates brain activity. Red can be used to draw their attention to what they should focus on. For sound, use of music, a positive and happy tone whenever possible, and frequent praise will promote learning and retention. Touch. Activities including touch contribute to development of cognitive and motor skills. Smell. It is the strongest sense and has a huge influence on the brain. Taste. It can boost memory and help retain information better. Our 5 senses are active 24/7. You, as educators, can direct the children towards activities that will boost learning and make their retention stronger. Making the most of multisensory learning is a great way to help all your students learn in a way that plays to their strengths. Now here is a fun fact. According to researchers, we have a 6th sense as well. Can you guess what that is? It is nothing other than our intuition or the gut. It has the ability to know something without any proof. To summarize, since the human brain has evolved to learn and grow in a multi-sensory setting, all brain functions are interconnected. This is why people remember things the best when they engage multiple senses. And that's why multi-sensory teaching techniques are more effective than their traditional counterparts. The more senses students use simultaneously to learn new things, the more pathways and connections they will have to remember and retrieve this information. That's all for today. See you next time.